What is up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and I'm feeling fairly vindicated right now because it looks like the CEO of Saber Interactive, the company that developed Space Marine 2, he may have posted a comment on an Asmongold video where he denounces political messaging and progressive moral grandstanding in video games, and he provides evidence that the testosterone-fueled action in Space Marine 2 was definitely not an accident.
Killing is my business, ladies, and business is good.
I first saw this comment pop up on my Twitter feed with Grums, aka Mark Kern, the former team lead of the original World of Warcraft. He asked if this was a real post, and I dismissed it at first because it was too perfect. It too perfectly encapsulated everything that we want to hear from modern game developers. There was no way it could be true, right? So I dismissed it.
Here it is, sir.
Well, I was wrong. There is a strong chance this is authentic. Twitter user Pirate Nation responded to Grums, showing this image of the post. You can clearly see that it is a comment on an Asmongold video where he's talking about how awesome Space Marine 2 is. And once again, in this comment, he supports everything we've been saying about the gaming industry, about how these bozos need to tone down the political messaging and make fun games again. This is a complete rebuke of the modern audience, and it is glorious to see, and definitely another reason why, if you haven't guzzled down the pure testosterone and toxic masculinity of this game yet, you should.
How'd you like the taste of that?
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We have been blowing up around here lately. Just yesterday we hit 60,000 subs, and today we are at the next milestone already, meaning it's time to ask the all-important question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
There are now 61,000 a-hole space pirates making trouble in our fleet, and as is customary on this channel, with every 1,000 subscribers, I add another ship to the fleet in order to house the newcomers. This time, the ship was selected by one of you. This is the spaceship Nell from Battle Beyond the Stars. If you have any suggestions for future ships, drop them in the comment section below. Super chats, of course, get bumped to the top of the list as long as they're appropriate, but in any event, thanks to everyone for being here.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Alright though, without further ado, we really need to take a look at what this guy said on that Asmongold video, because it is absolutely music to my ears, and I know that you guys are gonna love it as well. Here is the post. It says, "Hey man, CEO of Saber here. I love your videos. When we signed the deal to make Space Marine 2, all I wanted was a throwback game. We had the chance to work on something which by its nature was old school. I can't even comprehend many of the current games that we play these days. They are too complex and too much of an investment. We worked on Halo back in the day, and that game could be distilled down to the simplest of shooting loops, but it was entirely addicting. That is what we wanted to recapture. I hope that games like Space Marine 2 and Wukong are the start of a reversion to a time when games were simply about fun and immersion. I spent some time as Chief Operating Officer at Embracer, and I saw games there that made me want to cry with their overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on gamers. We just want to do some glory kills and get the heart rate up a little. For me, that's what games should be about. And I really couldn't have said it any better myself. All we want as gamers is to play games where the purpose is to have some fun. But the games where they put the message ahead of the game, those games end up boring and ugly. And I know there are a bunch of us out here who reject that. And our collective middle finger that we have been giving to the gaming industry, particularly this year. We've been fighting this crap for a while, but this year we really put it into overdrive. But anyway, this is evidence that our collective middle finger is being seen. I just said it yesterday. If I was a developer, Saber Interactive is where I would want to work. The environment there sounds awesome. They just had a massive investment thrown their way, so you know the employees there are making bank. And to top it off, the CEO isn't trying to shove garbage down the devs' throats. This will cause a brain drain from studios like Ubisoft, BioWare, and Capcom, as these studios that embrace wokeness continue to fail with games like Star Wars Outlaws and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The good developers will be drawn to places like Saber Interactive, or to Game Science, the developer of Black Myth Wukong, or Shift Up, which made Stellar Blade, etc., etc. And that will only speed the process up of watching the decline of these dogshit studios that are overly focused on stupid messages. As I said, I feel vindicated now. When I started seriously looking into this game, my instincts screamed at me that this was a game to support. I could tell that with Space Marine 2, what you see is what you get. Just some big dudes in armor running around and squishing bugs. But obviously, there is a chance that this is an elaborate hoax, and that this isn't actually Matt Karch, the CEO of Saber. But I did dig into the YouTube account that made this comment on aUdIeNce's video, and this does look like it's legitimately him. But even if it isn't, it almost doesn't matter. The fact that we would even think this is actually him is a sign of the times. It's a sign that things are changing. It is entirely plausible that the CEO of a company like Saber Interactive would recognize where his bread is buttered these days and would put out a message like this, supporting the gamers, especially in light of the fact that we just pushed his game to the #1 top spot in the world as top-selling game on Steam. So even if this is a fake, it almost doesn't matter. Sentiment and optics are everything in a culture war like the one that we're fighting. But all that aside, I do suspect that this is actually legitimate. This post that I'm covering here has been making the rounds on the internet for the whole weekend, and Saber Interactive hasn't come out and denounced it, so I think it's legit. Loads of people watch aUdIeNce, including Elon Musk, for Pete's sake. So yeah, I really think this is him, and I'm really glad we found a studio we can support. But I'm going to leave it there. What do you make of this situation? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.